The bounty hunters. Pukey answers the call with a grin. The final part is in place. If anyone else is pulling strings, this is the part where they threaten or brag. Everyone is hearing this one, but only he and the caller are going to be heard. "Hello?" he asks, putting the phone on speaker so he has at least one arm available. "You can all stop now. The issue is resolved," Minisize says over the line. He pumps a fist as he mentally congratulates himself for guessing right. He brings a finger up to his lips to shush Cindy before she can say anything. How so? We may have found the actual killer and the person responsible for the false images, but there's still the issue of the attempted killer found dead. "She's just that," the station captain says, and Pukey raises an eyebrow. "Look, I'm not going to bullshit you. If Mr. Hero of Deck 7, as your friends are spinning things, gets caught limping through the station chasing leads, the maybe riot will be a definite riot. Then maybe an explanation of what's going on. There's nonsense like this so regularly around the station that you can set your calendar by it. Your admiral got in contact with me in the middle of one, and the men arrived just after it was quelled. An idiot with more money than sense decided she wanted authentic Crimson Hewer armor, and when she couldn't buy it, called them out on insult and ordered an extremely powerful suit of power armor to fight them in the arena. The collateral actually dented the outer wall of the station from the inside, and the Crimson Hewers not only killed her, but then fought one another for the scraps of the armor for personal use. Pieces were stolen as they fought, and that led to further shenanigans, and in the end 50 people were dead and 10 times that number needed medical treatment, all because of one idiot. So you'll pardon me for being a little blasé about this. I see. And the false shooter? Laser-focused, aren't you? She was as she appeared to be. Agenda Cottonback was a spiteful little idiot who couldn't build a relationship with her husband, and then was pushed to the side when more gracious, gentle, and compassionate women were introduced. She was an idiot drunk before Mother Mailer got involved and ensured that her husband had enough women to take care of him, and she was an idiot drunk to her death. She heard of the twin-shot assassins, as most do, and tried to be a big shot in a drunken stupor. Years of self-abuse, neglect, and the sudden spike, as well as a huge amount of alcohol in her system, gave her a minor heart attack when she fired the shots with the piece of shit guns and zapped herself and missed. The second shock of her target dying anyways finished her off. "For the love of God," Pukey groans. "Is there proof?" "The body's going to be held for another 10 hours. I'll send you the coordinates so you can take a sniff and confirm," Minicy says, and Pukey lets out a humming noise in his throat. "What now?" "Something's not adding up. The pieces fit, but there's something still missing. There's too much satisfaction in your voice. You won something. Something important," Pukey says, and there's a pause. Then Minicy starts laughing. "I'm kilometers away. How can you sense my emotions? Oh, you humans are fascinating. Apex category life forms for sure." Minicy laughs out loud. "It was in your tone. What's going on?" "Oh, nothing. Nothing overt at any rate. I'm just seeing how the boys your admiral sent me react to the station. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, and they'll be really useful in the near future." "How? In what way?" "Simple. I'm looking to retire. Octor Spin, however, has to stay in the family, and while I've got a few heirs already considered, they will need a loyal command crew. Just as I was starting to consider how to train them up, I had 25 men from a new species offered to me. How could I not take advantage of my good fortune? You're training the men to be your replacement command staff. I'm testing them. If they fail, then I send the corpse back to the Dauntless and get a fresh recruit. Those that succeed, those that thrive. 10 years at most, and I not only get to retire, but it'll be the smoothest transition of power in generations. Keeping control of the station is very important to you." "Of course it is. It's a breadbasket. We get the sweetest treats from simply owning the station that my entire family line wants for nothing. We're disgustingly rich, and only one girl has to put any work in. Not that the work is bad, mind you. There's a lot of fun to be had in being the pirate queen of Octarine Spin, but I've been here so long, even more entertaining days like today are getting monotonous. My breakfast held more of my attention. Really? Oh yes, I still can manage a few years before sheer apathy overtakes me about this place. By then, the boys should be effectively able to keep the station completely under control. Heck, little Daniel is already one of the major players in Sector 4. Not in control of it, but recognizable and known to be dangerous, Minasai says, and Pukey can hear a tinge of pride in there. Something you, of course, had nothing to do with. Clever. I know he's listening in, by the way. Listening in with one of his wives. Hey, girlie, you better be thankful I was the one that purposely got him lost the night you met him. If not for me, he'd have tried his seduction routine with some desperate bitch in Sector 5. May I ask why you arranged that? Pukey asks. I was taking his measure. Man or not, he had the damn tits to try seducing me. Me. Little fucker wanted to be the power behind the throne. My first instinct was to send him out an airlock, but the more I thought about it, the funnier it got. I mean, really. The shameless little shit took a shot at the prize, then acted like it was nothing when he missed. I had to see if it was empty bravado or something else, something stronger. How much of our interactions are tests? All of them, this one too. You humans are a new thing in the galaxy, so I'm seeing how it all clicks. I've been liking it so far. You've been keeping things interesting. I expected Daniel to run from his 200 wives. Instead, he's forging them into one of the most internally loyal hives I've ever seen. He's turning their home sector into his personal fiefdom. You sound proud. I am. He's a wonderful example, and so tied down to the station now that he'll extinguish stars before he lets it stop spinning, and crazy enough to try. I'm not sure if he'll be flattered or insulted to hear that. It could go either way, Minasai replies before chuckling. So yes, you all did good. The problem is solved. Go to sleep, you torn-up sack of meat, before some stupid gravid decides that the fact there's a hurt man gives her cause to crusade. I'll wait till the report gets back from the boys I send to the coroner. The hat, dong, get moving. Pukey replies, and Minasai giggles. You humans, always more than is reasonable. I'll meet them both myself. Speed things up so you little lunatics can relax already. Bye-bye, she says and disconnects. A few taps and Pukey opens the call to anyone. That conniving bitch! Hoagie's voice suddenly roars out, and there's a huge swell of laughter in response, in addition to several women directly next to him laughing hysterically. Oh shit, the voice is going through. So I take it you're upset? Pukey asks with a grin. More than somewhat. I understand her being cross with my flirting with her, but throwing me into Deck 4 is a bit much. But you seem so happy with your wives. Mr. T taunts him. Making the best of your situation doesn't mean you don't resent being forced into it. Hoagie growls. Hoagie, she's testing you. How much trouble have the other guys got up to? They've been poking around a lot, but I've been one of the most blatant. Mostly because when I got married to the whole hive, I figured I only had violence to fear and I would welcome it at that point. Yeah, I suggest you let it go, soldier. It will only bring you grief to hold a grudge. Just make the best of your situations and move forward. I need more training. I'm out of my depth, clearly. There is no training for posting men on a massive pirate-run space station in a galaxy that values the soldiers more for what's swinging between the legs than the death they can deal. If there is any to be had, then you'll be one of the men pioneering it through raw experience. It's much like my men and myself when it comes to running a bounty hunting outfit. Right. You're right. Speaking of bounty hunting, I've sent out some feelers to see if you guys could get compensated for what's going on. So far, I've got some people who are grateful and have favors owed to them. I'll keep pushing, but it looks like I can get a refurbishment for a lot of your ship's internal components if you want it. There are a lot of women that liked Mother Mailer, and a shift of work is something they consider a fair trade for her killer to be smoked out and reduced to a corpse. That's awesome. We're only using a small piece of this ship. Too much of it is just baked with the pain and misery those slave-dealing wretches dealt in this place. We just don't have the manpower to clean all of it at any decent pace. Well, I'm scaring up a lot of woman power to make the difference, and yeah, I am calm, I just needed to shout. That was a bitch of a revelation. I can imagine. Although I'd like to know why she's so blasé about everything. I understand getting bored of it, but there has to be more. No matter what she wins, Hoagie answers. Excuse me? The systems on this station, the division of the sections, the separations of goods, services, and locations, it's all more than just the districts of a city. She gets a small cut every time money changes hands. Not much. Negligible on the individual trades, in fact. But it adds up fast, and with her spreading everything out to get anything made, she gets paid time after time after time. A rapid shift causes more equipment and supplies to be bought, sold, used, replaced, and so on. No matter the outcome, unless someone fights against her directly, she's in the winner's circle, and fighting against her directly is more or less suicide. If she's got things that well locked down and you know it, why did you hire our former sisters to watch things? Nui, or perhaps Swar, asks. They even sound alike. I thought her lack of concern was due to her own stable position and the money that would be coming in. I was worried about loss of life and things potentially spilling into Section 4 where my wives, many of which are testing as pregnant, live. Oh shit, congratulations, Mr. T remarks. I am the Swarm King. Soon there shall be heirs to the throne. Hoagie deadpans, there's a sound of protest, and he lets out a laugh. Missed. Clearly one of his wives just took a swing at him. So have we learned anything today? Pirate queens rule their kingdoms with more than just a quick trigger finger, Tang asks. If I'm going to recon a situation, I need someone I have absolute trust in if I don't go myself, Hoagie asks. Cybernetic implants that let you project your thoughts into digital format are a great deal of fun, Bike sends, or perhaps says. It's hard to tell which means he's low-key fucking with everyone. Floric are really fucking weird? Mr. T asks. Apook battle princesses die really fucking hard? J3 asks. You know what? Fuck it. Clearly we haven't learned a damn thing. The Hat, Dong, step on the gas so I can pass out in peace. We're going! We're going! Keep your pants on, Dong protests. Actually, I'm going to have to ask that you take them off, Cindy says. There's a raise of jeers. We need to make sure we didn't get a hidden injury and that you're not bleeding out. That sobering realization cuts back on the taunts and the call is quickly ended. This leaves Pukey to relax and let Cindy fuss over him and try to work out how to make him a better cybernetic arm. The discussion is cut off by a quick message from the Hat and Dong. It's legit. We even gave ourselves a crash course in Rabbi's biology. Heart attack and long time drinker. Everything's wrapped up. That's a relief, Pukey says before scooching into a more comfortable position and letting himself pass out. Seconds later, Cindy tugs the blankets over him and smiles. My silly brave man, you sleep tight. I've got a cyber snake woman to talk to.